just started our trip across the Nullarbor. We've departed Ceduna. I think we're on the Nullarbor already. It wasn't really a sign or anything to tell us, but looks like the long straight road that we've heard about.
We're at the start of our Nullarbor run here, and we've just found a 24-hour diesel truck stop open to the public. Steph's just putting in the amount we're going to need. So it's actually about 8 or 9 cents cheaper than the petrol stations in Ceduna.
We've just had a great little food stop at Foodland, which was really good. Reasonable prices, they weren't expensive by any means. Lots of stuff on special, so we've topped up our food for the next week or so. Then we've come to the dump point here. There is drinking water, clearly labelled. How good is that? It's pretty hot out there, but we've filled up our water, we've got stacks of food. We're all settled in for a few days of travel. We won't be taking it too quickly. Thought we'll just enjoy the trip, see the surrounds as we go.
Got our podcast underway.
Podcast, the boys have got a story happening in the background. Got a little bit of schoolwork to continue doing this afternoon. Got a few treats to bide the time as well. Hopefully it should be a good few days.
We're driving into the Scott's Campground and the Fowlers Bay Campgrounds. So we're here at Scott's Beach Campground, which is along the Nullarbor, so it's just on Fowlers Bay. So over the hills there we've got Fowlers Bay. Giant sand dunes greet you as you come into the national park. All around, beautiful white sand. You can see it for kilometres out of the town. It really is stunning. And the campsite we've got here, there's one other camper van over the back. Otherwise it's us, and we've got our small setup. So we just put out the awning, a couple of ratchet straps each end to keep it secure. We use our little portable Austrail RV mate chairs and just a smaller sea gear mat that we put out when we stay in a place like this. It's quick to pull out of the car. We use it under the car awning when we do car setups using those same chairs, so that actually stays up the top up there, and we pull the awning out. We've got an Austrail awning there, put down the mat. You might have seen that in the Flinders Ranges. So it gives us a bit of flexibility, and for overnight stops like this it means that we can be set up within a few minutes and can relax and enjoy where we are. We're off for a late afternoon, early evening swim. Just a short walk over the dunes to the water. There's a fair bit of seaweed around, but there's a little swimming area, and might do a bit of fishing while we're there.
Got the whole beach to ourselves here. Look at this. Right at the Great Australian Bight. Pretty cool. We've just come out of Scott's Campground at Fowlers Bay, where we stayed overnight last night.
We've had a really good stay there amongst the sand dunes. Really amazing sand dunes as you come in, and then also flat expanses like you can see behind us.
Awesome place for the kids to play on the sand dunes. They
running up and down, which is awesome.
Energy.
So good night stop over here on the Nullarbor. The only thing to be aware of is these roads. It looks okay now, but just a little victim of using an outback van in the outback. The microwave has taken a dive. We're very lucky that there's no damage. It doesn't even look like it's fixed or secured into the space. It just sits up in this hole, and it's popped off its cover and it's landed down here on the grounds. The
microwave itself was literally just sitting on the shelf, so no securing of it or anything, so it's fallen down onto the floor. It's cracked the front, the cord's broken out of the back, so it will be no longer safe to use, unfortunately. So we'll have to have that looked at, I guess, hopefully under warranty.
Made it, there's bitumen.
Oh, there's bitumen.
That's exciting.
Probably a good hour driving on corrugated roads out of Scott's Campground. And now we've hit some bitumen. Ooh.
Oh, there's another one back there, look.
One run for Tad.
Playing car cricket. So I've just scored one run. The way we're playing is a modified version. It's 2020. So if a car comes past, you get one run. If it's a caravan or a camper van or anything like that, you get 4 runs, and if we pass a truck, then I'm out. So right now I'm batting. Steph's just drawing up the scoreboard.
Keep track over a few days. It's going to be a long game. It's more a test than a 2020, I think.
So we're just cruising along on the Air Highway, aka the Nullarbor, and we're looking for things. So we've got wiki camps out, and we've looked at all the different things you can see. There's a pantry where there's saucepans hanging up. There's shoe collections, thong collections, undie collections, bra collections, all different things on trees, and some great signs as well. So we're going to see as much as we can as we go along the road, and we're going to stop at some of the good ones. So we've reached the famous sign, 92 kilometres, and we're looking out for camels, kangaroos and wombats. So just out of Yalada, we're going to keep on trekking. I've been amazed at how many people don't wave. The Nullarbor people just aren't that wavy. For some reason, maybe they're so grumpy from coming across the Nullarbor, driving all those
Maybe we're at
kilometres.
the wrong end of it.
They just don't wave. I don't get it. I've had a few caravan waves, had the odd full drive wave, but on the whole, not really.
Show us your waves.
Well, I've
What
got
have
the
you got worked
shotgun. I've got spirit fingers.
Who gets that one?
I've got the footy goal. Point. Touched.
I think you'd have to watch for Victorian plates to get the goal.
Great. And flat it is.
There's not much up there. Apparently we're coming up to the treeless plain area up here, so we're seeing our last trees for a little while.
Oh, look at
Not
that.
that there's many around.
Just see how the earth curves.
Our batteries haven't quite filled up over the last couple of days. We had an overcast morning this morning and we've had trouble getting back up in the green for our batteries, so we thought maybe we'll just pull in here. Apparently we can get power for the night, so we thought maybe that's a good chance to fill up our batteries, recharge, and then head off again in the morning. This is the one.
We've just pulled up here at the Nullarbor Roadhouse, so opportunity to get some power and stretch our legs a little bit. There's a nice leading shelter which we'll use tonight before we get going back on the road here on the Nullarbor.
That's where we are. Right there, Roadhouse.
We are off to play some sunset golf. So all the way across the Nullarbor there is golf holes spread out. You can bring your own club or you can rent one, and they're generally $100 deposit and $5 to borrow a golf club. They don't supply balls, so bring your own golf balls. Today we're going to be doing it with our cricket bat. We've got a bunch of balls. We're going to be improvising and we're going to see who is the best cricket golf person in our family. Let's go. From a condition point of view, I think we're fair to say that the fairway is ground under repair mostly everywhere. Par 5, 538 metres. How are contestants feeling?
Good.
Alright.
Sunset.
Can I go first? I'll go
Let's see if we
first.
can get this done before
Can I
we
go
get
first?
Yep.
I promised Steph I'd only film from a waist up.
Yeah, I'm the height of fashion today. Snake safe.
Good.
No, terrible.
It's alright.
That's harder.
Yeah, it is hard.
Oh, just...
Yeah! Hang on, I think I can track it. Here it is.
He's got the top.
Going well.
Take two.
No, that's not...
Ready? Get there.
Go, go, get there. No, no.
Make it.
Ah, Santa.
I should be first.
Mummy's dead.
Oh, that wind. That wind. That wind.
Oh my goodness. Oh. Oh, wait.
Oh, 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 oh.
So there's great facilities here. So we've had our dinner out here today. Here at the Nullarbor Roadhouse. So picked up our snags and now we're back into the caravan. But we're going to take advantage of 4.5 minute showers for $1. That's a bargain. So we're up in the morning. We've got a bit of schoolwork, a little bit of work to do before heading off today. So the boys, little kids are inside. Jed's out here writing his autobiography. And we've got a pretty good outlook today before we head off on the road. It's going to be a warmer one, but we're going to go do some cave exploring.
This is the little track that goes down to the caves just next to the Nullarbor Roadhouse. So you come just off the track next to the highway and it's 10 kilometres down this way.
It's a little bit bumpy, but we're just taking it nice and slow so as not to jump everything around. We've already lost the microwave once, so we're hoping that won't happen again.
We've made it to the Murrawijinie caves. It probably took us close to an hour with the van on the back to come about 10 kilometres in. This is the first cave over here.
This is cave number 1, so it did say that this one is a bit hard to get access to. You can see here that you'd have to climb down over those rocks, but with the kids we're not going to do that. You can see this is just all sunk in over time. Looks like a bit of granite with limestone underneath. Heading off to caves 2 and 3. The first cave looks really cool, it's nice and big, a little bit harder to get into, so we're going to walk to the next couple of caves.
Also like carvings, and I saw some fossil of shells in here.
Fossilised shells, oh you're right. Hey, you're right. So a long time ago this must have been underwater, under the sea.
Oh, just there. There. Like a really wide one.
So this has been a long drive out, a big rocky road with the caravan in particular
It's a
heading
long
down
one.
here. But these caves are pretty cool. They're right up there with what we've seen in Mount Gambier in terms of,
Certainly are, really similar.
in terms of the size and how deep they go.
So this is cave number 3. It's a limestone cave, very similar to what we saw in Mount Gambier, and we've got it to ourselves.
A lot easier to access. You can just climb down through the rocks here. The first 2 caves, 1 and 2, are quite hard to get into. I think if you're a couple of people without kids, you probably find it challenging, but you could get in. But number 3, well, no worries. We all just sort of headed on down, didn't we? So it's been a cool experience and well worth doing.
We're literally the only people for kilometres around here. You do a 360 around, there's nothing else except us, and that big white box over there. So fortunately, we've got something to guide us back because we can see our caravan.
Something Matthew Flinders and Eyre and all the early explorers didn't really have, right? But we can see all the way across to our little resort on wheels. And we're heading back that way from cave 3. That was awesome. So we're cruising along, and every now and then you end up with these warning trucks telling you about wide loads. So looks like we've got a big portable or something like that. So
Whoa, my gosh, we might need to club off the side here, honey.
Just slow down for him, I reckon. He's a
You're
big
right,
one, look at the size of him. There's a couple of them.
Definitely.
So we're just going to do the right thing and get out of their way here.
It's a building on a truck.
Oh, look at the
So
size
that
of it.
is. Do we get points for building?
Mum's out.
What's that for a score in cricket?
That means I'm out, and that means Dad's out.
That was literally
There's
like
a little
a
truck
house.
in the back. Somebody else is out.
That was literally a house.
That was literally a house.
Boys, they are outraged. What's the problem, boys?
There's so many trees. So much trees. No,
Outraged.
no trees.
They're everywhere.
We just learned the meaning of the word Nullarbor, and was the Aboriginal words for Nulla means no, and a bor means tree.
Seriously.
It is like a forest over there.
It's like if the forest is there.
I'll flip it around.
Yeah, do that.
This is the track into the Bunda Cliffs campground. It wasn't marked at all off the Eyre Peninsula Highway. It was just a track off, so you got to watch out for it. When you see the dunes ahead, there's a turn.
It's accurate, the directions are accurate, it just comes up really fast. We're here at the Bunda Cliffs and we are literally on the edge of Australia, looking out beyond. So we've had just a little drive today after exploring the caves. We've ended up here on the Bunda Cliffs, so pretty good, Steph? Pretty good view. So we've got a big drive today. This is going to be the biggest drive we've done on our lap of Australia. We're about 30% across the Nullarbor and we're going to punch out about 400 odd k's today and end up at Cocklebiddy.
We're heading to a roadhouse tonight. We found with our water that we have plenty of water on board, but that's really good to use that for our drinking water and our cooking. We found that there's not really any potable water available across the Nullarbor, so there's none to fill up our van with. So by staying at a roadhouse, it means that we can have a decent shower, we can use the toilet facilities overnight as well, because there's not been any dump points at all across the Nullarbor either. So you've sort of got to manage. If you get full, it's full and there's not much you can do about it.
So we're in for a bit of adventure today, long drive, plenty of car cricket, and we're going to have a bit more fun. Just been working on my waves overnight, so I call this one the fishing line.
Didn't get anything back.
Nothing. I find something like 1 in 5 waves, maybe it's weird waves, but not any waves.
He didn't even look at us.
Nah.
This part of the road is right on the edge of Australia. We're coming up to the quarantine checkpoint up here. So last night we cooked up the rest of our vegetables that we had. We've eaten up our fruit. We've got some frozen stuff in the freezer, but apparently that's okay. So up here we'll be checked, presumably. Our van will be checked. I think they check every van. Then we'll be on our way into Western Australia, boys. We're nearly there.
I'm in South Australia. I'm in Western Australia. South Australia. Western Australia. South Australia. Western Australia.
We're about to pull into Eucla.
Here it is up here. So we used the fuel app to have a look at Border Village. Border Village was 12 cents more expensive than here at Eucla. So we're saving 12 cents a litre. In saying that, it's still 30 cents more expensive than what we paid previously, but still a saving whilst we're on the road. Welcome to Western Australia. Look at the waters out there.
Take a look at that for a view. Just coming out of Eucla. Spotted this truck in our rear vision going around, so we just slowed down a bit to let him through. Double track road train. We're looking for the bottle tree.
Is it actually full?
Well, there was one bottle on a tree back there. I hope that's not it.
We missed the bottle tree. Now we're looking for the Christmas tree.
How your side? Oh, so my side.
I think it's
No,
the
this
right
side, no.
road. It's marked on the right.
Oh, no, I actually saw it.
Okay,
That was
is it
really
really
good.
there?
That was really cool.
I blinked and I missed
No,
it.
not kidding. Definitely.
Now we're looking for the undies tree. Christmas tree skipped by pretty quickly. Harry's not so keen on the undie tree idea.
Here it is.
There
Right
it
here.
is. On the right.
There's the undie tree.
Look at the
All the
undies.
dirty undies. Dirty
Ah, for
undies.
mummy.
Lots.
Yeah, it's the shirt tree.
Now, Steph's been giving me a hard time about one of my shirts. So,
It's a bit of an old one.
boys, if you like, you can go and add my shirt to the shirt tree.
Shall we make a contribution?
That's a good
I
time.
was looking a bit ruddy yesterday, so
I still believe it has life.
has life on the tree.
Steph believes it does not.
More people are going to appreciate this tree for Dad's shirt.
This one is the over-eager traveller one.
Hey, you got one back.
I did get one back. Got to be over-eager. Here comes another one.
Rabbit ears
Let's
back.
test. This is our scientific experiment. Haven't had it a lot of ways. Now maybe they're starting to feel sorry for me. Let's see what happens to this one. This guy looks a bit tougher though. See how he goes. Hey!
Hey! You got a couple of little rabbit ears.
Winners.
It is currently 45 degrees outside. It's a good day to be inside driving. A little bit of uphill at this stage. 91 kilometres to Cocklebiddy. Love the outback names. Climbing up high. We've done about 400 kilometres today. Doesn't seem too bad. We've had a few areas to stop at on the way. Filled in our time easily in the car, and we've just arrived in Cocklebiddy. So we intend to spend the night here at the Roadhouse. We'll go and check it out and see what it's
Everyone
like.
else, apparently.
Apparently everyone else has got the same plan.
Lock it up, we're heading off. We spent the night in this little dust bowl here at a roadhouse, Eagle's Nest in Cocklebiddy. Now we're heading off, continuing on the Nullarbor.
Ahead here we have Vic and Barb. We've been chasing Vic and Barb along the Nullarbor for 2 days now. We know because they've got their number plate on the back. So Vic and Barb, if you're watching, hi. We've seen you multiple times. We've overtaken you. I think you overtook us a couple of times when we stopped for rest breaks.
So this is going to be our third overtake of Vic and Barb. So unless there's a whole fleet of Vic and Barbs across the Nullarbor,
With pretty unique caravans.
they must be getting up pretty early and heading off each night.
It's 8:22 in the morning, or a bit of a bump, and it's currently 36 degrees. That's not a good sign for a hot day ahead.
And climbing. Here we go, we are about to go on the 90-mile straight, Australia's longest straight road, 146.6, and I'm giving Steph the keys. She's good to go, she's trained. All your focus, Steph. This is all your training. Feeling confident, Steph?
Oh, good. I just don't have, I don't know about confidence in you.
We're on the longest straight, as advertised. A little bit wavy, but it's a little bit overcast, but it's supposed to get pretty hot today, although we have seen the temperatures dropped from 36 when we set off down to 27 now. 27 degrees, so it's dropped in 40 minutes.
There's a curve in the road. We just finished the straight, the 148 or something kilometres.
90 miles straight, so 146.6 or something. So we've made it to the bend in the road, which is an exciting time for all of us. It's been a pretty good drive. Steph's done a good job. There's only really marginal crosswinds. Mostly it's been across from the front. It's been coming into us, so it's been a pretty good driving, and we're going to come up shortly to a roadhouse that has a bit of Spacejunk. So we're going to go and have a look at a bit of Spacejunk, boys.
This is.
Yeah, that's not good. It's Skylab.
Oh, wow.
That's
Imagine just crashing down in front of you.
Let's make
Just driving along.
Got a phosphate dish on top. There it is, Skylab. That's when it crashed down.
There's an actual
Maybe
one.
the story's one actually crashed down. Treasure hunt. Skylab rains a fortune in debris.
There's an actual one.
It's been a race to find it all.
There's an actual one.
Yeah, it's actually came out of space.
Raising the bat here. I've just knocked up 100 in cricket. Everyone, round of applause, please. I just made 100 runs. 100 runs in cricket. Been a solid innings. I'd like to thank Mum and Dad. I'd like to thank a lot of the caravanners, the motorbikes, and the buses
Mainly
that
the
have come
buses
past.
and the bikes.
That's what really got me there. I had a very strong back end of the innings, so thanks very much to everyone out there. Continuing across the Nullarbor here, so we're coming into a few hills as we move towards Norseman. So we're about 140 k's from Norseman right now. The cars are dried up, trucks are dried up, so we're going to go hopefully see a town soon, which will be exciting.
Over the hill, pointing towards Norseman, and look at that range ahead. Fraser Range.
It's like we're back in the Flinders Ranges, isn't it?
It's all green again. Lots of trees. We are nearly at the end of the Nullarbor. We've
been
come
really
east
good.
to west. It's been a super 5 days that we've come across the Nullarbor.
We've made it. That's it. That's the end of the Nullarbor.
Norseman. There's a sign for
New
Norseman.
Ripper. We are through.